You've been visualizing, you've been praying, you've been doing everything right, but still, nothing shifts, nothing moves, the door stays closed, and maybe you've started wondering, is the universe ignoring me? What am I doing wrong? Here's the truth no one tells you. You might be the one blocking your own blessings, not because you don't deserve them, but because your energy isn't open to receive. You say you're ready, but your frequency says, I'm still afraid. I still don't trust. I still need proof before I believe. So today, we're going to stop. Stop doing what quietly shuts down your miracles. Stop chasing the very thing you're pushing away. And finally, step into the vibration where your blessings flow to you effortlessly. There is a kind of tension no one talks about. Not the kind that lives in your body, but the kind that lives in your energy. In the silent spaces between your thoughts. In the invisible language your heart whispers when no one else is listening. It's the tension of holding on too tightly, of wanting so deeply, that you begin to grip the very thing you were meant to receive with open hands. You see, when you beg the universe from a place of lack, you send out a frequency that says, I don't trust this will come. I'm not whole until it arrives. I need this to feel enough. And the universe listens, not to your word, but to your vibration. It mirrors you, not your effort, but your essence. That's the block no one sees. Because on the outside, you're doing everything right. You're journaling, you're meditating, you're repeating affirmations with perfect discipline. But on the inside, you're bracing, waiting, clenching, hoping that if you do it right, you'll finally get the breakthrough. But the truth is, you cannot force flow. You cannot chase alignment. You cannot receive with clenched fists. Because energy cannot lie. It always speaks your deepest belief. If you believe you're still unworthy, you'll block what was already yours. If you believe you're still separate, you'll resist the very thing trying to meet you. The universe wants to give, but it will never violate your vibration. If your field says not yet, it will wait until your soul says, I'm ready. So today, gently, ask yourself, am I asking for this from fear, from emptiness, from the illusion that I need this to be whole? Or am I asking from fullness, from surrender, from the knowing that I am already enough, with or without the blessing? This is the invisible block we don't talk about. And the moment you soften, the moment you stop gripping, you'll feel it, that quiet, sacred shift. The door you thought was closed was never locked. You were just too tense to turn the handle. There's a paradox most never see. The more desperately you want something, the further it slips from your grasp. Not because the universe is cruel, but because desperation is a declaration of lack. You say, I want love, I want abundance, I want peace. But if beneath those words there is tension, fear, urgency, then what you're really saying is, I don't have it. I'm afraid I never will. I need it to feel complete. And that energy, it doesn't magnetize, it repels. Because the quantum field doesn't give you what you beg for. It reflects back who you are while you're asking. So if you're embodying lack, even as you visualize wealth, the frequency wins, not the words. If you're radiating fear, even while speaking of love, the vibration always speaks louder than the affirmation. This is why people say, I've been doing the work. Why isn't it working? Because they're trying to manifest from the wound of not enough, from the wound of urgency. But your blessings are sensitive. They only land in spaces where peace is present. Have you ever chased a butterfly? It always flutters just out of reach. But when you sit still, calm, open, unbothered, it comes to rest on your shoulder. This is how reality works. The more you grasp, the more you confirm its absence. The more you try to control, the more life slips through your fingers. Why? Because control is rooted in fear. It says, if I don't force this, it won't happen. If I don't hold on tightly, I'll lose it. But what's meant for you isn't afraid of space. It won't vanish if you stop chasing it. It will breathe deeper into your field the moment you relax. You were never meant to earn what's already aligned with your soul. You were meant to become the version of you who allows it to arrive with ease. That version doesn't beg, doesn't hustle for love, doesn't panic when it's quiet. They know what is delayed is not denied, and what is meant for you cannot miss you. So ask yourself, have I been wanting this too much? Wanting it so hard I've squeezed the life from it? Have I tried to manifest from fear, not from fullness? If so, breathe, loosen your grip, soften your asking, and shift from chasing to choosing. Because the moment you stop needing it is often the moment it finally flows to you. Not because you stopped desiring, but because you started trusting. Desire born from wholeness is magnetic. Desire born from lack is repelling. And your blessings are always watching who you become while you wait. There's a moment in every soul's journey when the waiting feels unbearable. You've done the inner work. You've stayed patient. You've visualized. You've surrendered again and again. And still, nothing moves. You look around and see others thriving, doors opening for them, waves of blessings flowing in. And you ask yourself, did I miss something? Am I being left behind? Why not me? But what if I told you this silence is sacred? What if I told you this delay is not punishment, but precision? Because you see, divine timing is not measured by the hands of a clock. It is measured by the readiness of your energy. And sometimes your soul is still catching up to the very thing your mind is asking for. The universe doesn't operate on your urgency. It operates on your alignment. Not when will it happen, but when are you ready to receive what you asked for without clinging to it for identity? That readiness is invisible to the eye. It's found in the stillness, in the way you breathe through uncertainty, in the way you stop begging and start embodying. Because the universe is not linear, it is multidimensional. It doesn't deliver based on your timeline. It delivers based on your vibration. And while you think nothing is happening, your frequency is recalibrating. Your field is expanding. Your old identities are dissolving. You're not waiting, you're becoming. It's easy to believe that divine timing is slow, but in truth, it is always exact. It is always intelligent. It is always aligned with the bigger picture, the version of you that already exists in the quantum field. And often the wait isn't because the blessing isn't ready, but because you are still remembering who you are without it. Because if it came too early, you might misuse it. You might cling to it. You might let it define you instead of expand you. So divine timing holds it back, like a mother holding the hand of a child who wants to run too fast towards something they don't yet understand. Not to say no, but to say not yet. Not until you can hold this with grace. Not until you stop needing it to complete you. This is the truth no one tells you. Delay is not denial. Delay is design. A divine design woven in frequencies you cannot see, but are always shaping your becoming. So how do you move through this season? With softness, with surrender, with trust that what is yours is never lost, only aligning. You stop measuring time and start measuring truth. Am I aligned with what I'm asking for? Am I embodying the version of me who already has it? Or am I still waiting to believe in my own worth? Because when the frequency matches, the delay dissolves. Time collapses, reality bends. And what once felt far away arrives like it was always meant to be there. So if you're in a waiting season, know this: you are not forgotten, you are not being ignored, you are being sculpted. Your blessing is not late, it's preparing to meet the highest version of you, the one that doesn't need it to feel whole, but welcomes it as a reflection of their wholeness. Breathe into that. Let it soften your impatience. Let it unravel your urgency. Let it remind you you are already walking the timeline where everything meant for you is making its way into form. You're not behind. You're exactly where the miracle needs you to be. So, how do you stop blocking your blessings? Not by pushing harder, not by fixing every flaw you think you have, not by forcing the universe into your timing. You stop blocking your blessings by doing something much softer, something far more courageous. You let go, not give up. Let go. You release the grip on how it must come, when it must arrive, what form it must take in order for you to believe you are finally safe, finally seen, finally enough. You see, the deeper truth is this: your blessings aren't missing, they're waiting. waiting for the moment you stop trying to earn what was already yours. From the beginning, because the universe doesn't withhold, it reflects. And if your energy says, "I'll only feel worthy once I receive this," then the blessing must stay away until that belief dissolves. Not to punish you, but to free you, to show you that the real block was never outside of you. It was the unconscious contract you made with yourself that said, "I must struggle first, I must prove myself, I must deserve it." But you were born deserving. There is nothing to prove. There is only alignment to remember. So how do you realign? Start here. 1. Shift from force to flow. If you are trying to control your manifestation, you are no longer in resonance with it. Control says, "It's not here yet, and I'm afraid it never will be." Flow says, "It's already mine. I trust its arrival." Let your energy become soft again. Let your nervous system rest. Let your desire become peaceful. When you release your grip, you return to your power. 2. Stop asking from emptiness. There is a difference between asking and pleading. The universe hears both, but it only responds to the one that comes from wholeness. Don't ask from a wound. Ask from the knowing that you are already complete, that the blessing you're calling in is simply a reflection of your internal expansion. Say to yourself, "I am already what I seek. I am not waiting to be whole. I am aligning with the timeline where my truth is already real." That energy, that's the magnet. 3. Embody what you desire. Stop trying to become worthy of the thing. Start becoming the person who naturally lives inside it. If you want abundance, stop waiting for money to feel abundant. Start radiating generosity, gratitude, trust. If you want love, stop waiting for someone to choose you. Start choosing yourself fully and freely. If you want peace, stop waiting for the chaos to end. Be the stillness in the middle of the storm. Because blessings don't come to those who need them. They come to those who already resonate with them. 4th, surrender the timeline. You are not late. You are not falling behind. You are arriving right on time in a reality far more beautiful than the one you tried to control. Divine timing is not slow, it is wise. And sometimes what feels like a delay is actually divine protection. The door didn't close on you. It was guiding you to the right door. The one that leads to expansion, not attachment. Truth, not illusion. So breathe. Release your urgency. Let time serve you, not scare you. 5th, let receiving feel safe. This is a big one, because many of us say we want blessings, but deep down we fear what will happen once they arrive. We fear being seen. We fear losing it. We fear the responsibility of holding something sacred. So we block what we say we want because our nervous system doesn't feel safe having it. So make receiving safe again. Affirm this to yourself gently. It's safe to receive. It's safe to be supported. It's safe to have beautiful things flow to me with ease. This is how you melt the resistance, not by pushing it away, but by loving it into softness. And finally, 6, become still enough to hear what's already knocking. Your blessings aren't always loud. Sometimes they whisper. They come in unexpected forms, wrapped in ordinary moments, hidden in the quiet shift of your awareness. You'll miss them if you're too busy chasing. You'll miss them if you're shouting so loudly that you can't hear the yes already humming in your field. So become quiet again, not passive, but present. Because in presence, you see what was always there. In stillness, you receive what you stopped reaching for. Your blessings, they were never waiting for you to be perfect. They were waiting for you to be open, to believe without desperation, to trust without proof, to surrender without fear. The moment you stop blocking them, you realize they were right beside you all along, not in the future, but here, now, at the frequency of trust, at the vibration of "I am enough." Now, you've remembered what to stop. You've softened the grip. You've released the timeline. You've stepped away from force and into trust. So the question is no longer, how do I get the blessing? The question now becomes, how do I hold the vibration that welcomes it? Because receiving isn't something you do. It's something you allow. It's a frequency you rest in, a quiet confidence, a sacred openness, a stillness so rooted in truth that the universe can't help but respond. When you're no longer vibrating at need, no longer pleading with the future, no longer trying to become worthy, you begin to radiate something different. You become the blessing, and that changes everything. So what does that frequency feel like? It feels like safety. It feels like peace, even in the unknown. It feels like waking up in the morning and your heart whispers, I don't know how it's all going to happen, but I know that it is. It feels like being anchored in the now without abandoning your desire. You still dream, you still intend, but you don't chase, you don't force, you don't beg. You magnetize. Your field becomes soft and wide, receptive, electric, alive with possibility. Because now, you're not chasing love, you are love. You're not asking for abundance. You embody abundance. You're not waiting to be seen, you see yourself. And the universe rushes in to reflect you. Not because you finally figured it out, but because you finally remembered what was always yours. This new frequency of receiving is not passive, it's powerful. It's an act of faith stronger than striving. It's the audacity to rest in truth before the evidence shows up. It's the gentle knowing that what is meant for me is finding me. What I'm aligned with is already forming. I don't have to be more. I only have to be open. Because all creation begins in the unseen. And you have shifted the unseen. The quantum field listens to coherence. And when your inner world becomes clear, the outer world bends to meet it. That's the new frequency. Not waiting in lack, but preparing in faith. Not hoping with anxiety, but receiving with grace. So, how do you stay there? How do you remain inside that space where blessings feel natural, not distant? You return to presence. You return to breath. You come back again and again to the vibration of I am already whole. You surround yourself with what supports that truth, words that lift you, silence that centers you, routines that regulate you, environments that remind you who you really are. You stop entertaining energies that pull you back into scarcity. You stop over-explaining your worth. You stop abandoning your peace just to prove you deserve something. You become sovereign in your energy. You stop trying to control life, and instead, you partner with it. This is the beginning of a different way of being. No more striving, no more pushing, no more questioning your worth every time the wind shifts. You have become a clear channel, a receiver, a sacred vessel. You've emptied out what blocked you. You've let go of what was too heavy, and now you're ready to hold what is light. And as you hold that light, as you embody that softness, as you trust that what is aligned is already yours, life meets you, not with chaos, but with clarity, not with more noise, but with alignment. Because finally, you are still enough to see it. So today, let this be your mantra. I receive without gripping. I trust without forcing. I align without urgency. I rest in the knowing that the universe responds to who I am, not what I fear. You've done enough. You've healed enough. You've returned to truth. And from this place, blessings flow, quietly, gracefully, perfectly timed. You are no longer chasing your future. You are becoming it. So if your soul feels calm right now, if your body feels lighter, if something inside you whispered, yes, this is it, then you're already in the frequency. Stay here, breathe here, live here, because your blessings were never lost. They were just waiting for you to become still enough to catch them. Welcome home. Now that you've heard these words, take a breath, not the rushed breath of survival, but the kind that tells the universe, I'm open, I'm ready, I trust. You are not behind. You are not broken. You were never blocked, only being prepared. The delay was not a punishment. It was grace. It was the sacred pause before the arrival of something too vast to enter a heart still clinging to fear. You've released so much in this journey, old beliefs, grasping energy, the urgency of lack. You've stepped closer to your truth, closer to your divine rhythm. From this new stillness, life can find you again. Not as something you chase, but as something you allow. Let your energy say, I no longer force, I attract. I no longer doubt. I align, I no longer beg. I receive because blessings are not earned. They are remembered. They are reclaimed the moment you vibrate at the frequency of your original wholeness. So breathe again. Let the soft music hold you as you float in this new space of becoming. Let go of the old version of you who thought she had to control everything. She did her best. But now, you've risen beyond that story. You are now the one who receives in peace, who surrenders in trust, who allows miracles to come home. And they will. Oh, they will. If these words stirred something inside you, if they reminded you of who you truly are, you're welcome to stay on this journey with us. No pressure, no noise, just whispers from the unseen, delivered in perfect time. Subscribe only if your soul feels called, or simply rest here in the stillness that remembers you were always worthy. Until next time, keep vibrating higher. Keep becoming who you already are.